Hey guys, did you know that Hey Jude by the Beatles is actually an explicit song? It has the F word in it. Add to that the fact that John Lennon wasn't even able to interpret the lyrics, and you may have one of the most interesting Beatles songs, but also maybe one of the most interesting songs that we've ever explained. So, let me explain. Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Semi, the pop song professor, and welcome to my channel where we explain and sometimes roast song lyrics on school days, and today we are talking about Hey Jude by the Beatles. So first off, it was actually written by Paul McCartney, though John Lennon gets a byline because he helped put together some aspects of it, and it was originally written for John Lennon's son, Julian Lennon. The song, in fact, was actually originally called Hey Jules, but that felt like kind of a mouthful, so Paul McCartney shortened it to Hey Jude. The song was actually written when Paul McCartney was driving over to John Lennon's house, shortly after his wife, Cynthia Lennon, found out that he had had an affair with Yoko Ono. John and Cynthia were getting divorced, and Paul McCartney was worried that Julian Lennon was going to be having a really rough time as a result. And that's probably not a stretch because Julian Lennon has explained that especially in his earlier years, he felt like he had a closer relationship with Paul McCartney than his own father. And he was actually, to an extent, bitter at his father because even though he did a lot of anti-war and peace protests and things like that, Julian Lennon thought that he should have been able to do a better job taking care of his own family. So Paul McCartney drove over to the Lennon's house, played it for Julian, didn't tell him that it was for him, and it took Julian years to find out that Paul McCartney had actually written this song to him. On the other hand, John Lennon thought that it was to him. He thought that Paul McCartney was saying, you know what, go and hang out with Yoko Ono. You should go marry her. She's great, man. She's the one for you. Nope, it was actually Paul McCartney trying to help take care of John Lennon's son when John Lennon wasn't doing it himself. There are some elements of the song that seem to be from Paul McCartney to himself. There do seem to be some references to love, going out and getting her. That could have been a reference to Paul McCartney's love life at the time, and that might not have been super applicable to Julian Lennon, but in the end, it's more of like a vibe or a metaphor for how Julian Lennon needed to be thriving. The song is unique because it doesn't have choruses, it's just verses and a bridge, and then a 4-minute long ending. How is the song so catchy and how does it maintain structure without a chorus? Well, it's because each of the stanzas have very similar structures, and all of them begin with some reference to, quote, Hey Jude. It makes it very memorable and very easy to sing along with. And here's the good part that you've been waiting for. If you listen really closely, turn up the volume really loud, get close to the speaker, skip ahead to 250, and then wait. Within about 5 seconds, you're gonna hear what sounds like an oh in the background. It's really somebody saying chord, and then a couple seconds later, you're gonna hear Paul McCartney swear, effing hell. Yeah, so we should probably mark that song as explicit. But yeah, as far as the lines themselves go, they are simply an encouragement to a young person to not make his world cold, but to be accepting of love and to be willing to let love in under his skin. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, then you can start to make it better. Even though this divorce is going on, don't let that ruin you. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. For well you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. The song maybe also is an encouragement to Paul McCartney and his love life, but I think the power in this is just listening to this recommendation that the recipient of the song, which in this case can be us, chooses not to let the world grow cold or to let themselves grow cold, but to take risks and to be willing to let other people in ways that may hurt, but in the end will allow things to get better. Hey Jude is a super powerful song, and I recommend that you all go listen to it right now, especially around 2:55 if you want to hear the swearing. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the Pop Song Professor community in the description down below. Be sure to check out these videos right here, and I will talk to you guys next time.